Yeah. Anyway, here we are. I think that's us down there. We're at the cargo. I don't know if I like that livery or not. I might like it. It's a beautiful looking aircraft. It's got the reflections. Yeah, that livery's okay, I guess, for now. Might have to get Cessna Rocks or Cranky 65 to paint me a new one if I like this plane. Yeah, it's got reflections. It's got good. It's an Alabeo slash Carenado plane. I meant to catch Aerosim Gaming's stream on this plane, but I didn't. So I don't know what the glitches are. It looks like a Titan. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what are the differences between the Chieftan and the Navajo? I mean, they're both PA-31s, right? So there shouldn't be a big amount of difference. Looks good. Looks like those wings will get us up in the air. Damn close anyway, yeah. The difference between the Chieftan and the Navajo as far as inside is this particular Chieftan has more glass. So we'll be trying that out. What airport am I at? I'm at Houston George Bush Intercontinental, KIAH. You're contemplating getting this plane? Yeah, I think I had a Twitch stream goal for this plane, so the stream actually bought me this plane. And like I say, I wish that it was on FS economy. Fly with John, how you doing, sir? Good morning to you, or good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're in. Couple things on the agenda today. We're gonna do a lot of flying, but then when we get out and about, I gotta go get some new Keurig cups. That's top of the order. The inside of the cockpit is very similar to the Navajo. In fact, it's very similar to a couple of other Pipers. Yeah, pretty much looks the same as the Navajo. The Navajo does not have the Garmin, though. Haven't tested this plane whatsoever, so let's see. Yeah, mixture, throttle, prop. Looks like it's modeled. Of course, Carenado, Alabeo do great job with their aesthetics. It is so early, I know. It's like I started, 20 minutes ago? Well, really about 10 minutes ago. It's 7:20 a.m. You can tell by my voice what time it is. I like the leather textures back here. You can fit a lot of people in this plane. I don't know if it's going to work with my SciTech panels or not, but we'll test those as well. I need to do one thing here with my chat client. There we go. Yeah, it's a smart looking plane, right? Do this. That right there. That right there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and turn her on. So I use a SciTech panel for my turning on of the battery, so let's see if that works. That does work. I'm assuming I should become familiar with where things are, though. We do have some sim noise this morning, so that's good. Ah, down here, like the Navajo. So if I didn't have my SciTech panels, I'd go there, on off. Okay. And then let's test the parking brake. It is set. As you can see, the animation is right there. Scroll wheel works. Or I have a knob, a switch on my HOTAS. Have I got the Airbus MCDU down? Not even close, miles ahead. Is this thing pressurized? I think not. In fact, it would probably be up here if it was pressurized. I don't think it is. Okay, and so we'll come up. I'm going to do an overhead view programming where I can see the wings. So that will be there, and then we'll do one coming back like that. It'll be over there. So there and there. Okay. Fuel pump. Does that turn on anything? Yeah, fuel pumps. There we go. Let's start the left one first today. So we'll go magnetos on. And we'll go down here to our throttle quadrant, which is this one. Here we go. I guess I want to go mixture full rich for the start. I don't know. I don't even know. Okay, let's go. We'll look at our RPM. Try that again. There we go. Have to have a little bit of throttle, a little bit of prop. Okay, and then we'll turn on the right magnetos. Sync those up. You created a very detailed checklist. Let me give you a permit here. Actually, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and whisper it to me. Usually I don't have whispers turned on, but here we go. So yeah, whisper it to me and I'll relink it. Okay, so fuel pump, I don't know if it stays on, but alternator can come on. And let's turn avionics on. So as you can see here, we got the Garmin G500 powering up. And I have to hit the enter key here. Okay, so now, good morning, prop forward. I'll go over here to aircraft. It's weird, I can't. There we go. Take that sound down a bit. Yeah, no, I've got a problem with my HDMI audio cable, so I'm getting a lot of static that comes across from the sim, and I'm not sure why. It might be a ground situation. I mean, we need to ground better down here. I don't know, but I mean, yeah. But you know what's kind of interesting is I don't know if it does it outside of the sim. It may. I don't know. How do you get the sim to run so well? I hit 17 FPS tops. Yeah, I'm not doing too well right now. It's 25. It's not. It could be much worse. Let's go flight plan. Go menu. There's no flight plan in there right now. Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, a lot of it depends on your processor and your what kind of processor do you have? Fly with John, and also what kind of graphics card do you have? Do you have ortho photo scenery? As far as my settings, I mean, I'm maximum on the visual effects, texture quality maximum, anti-aliasing 4x, number of world objects high. Reflection detail off, parked aircraft off, shadows off, and 25 frames when I'm in the cockpit is not that great, but I'll deal with it. Yeah, the i3. Yeah, see, X-Plane is very CPU intensive, so maybe consider getting an i5 or an i7 down the road. All right, so let's see if let's do a light view here. We'll back up a little bit here. We'll make that the overhead there. Boop, boop. All right, let's test. Okay, so taxi light. Yep, taxi light works. Landing light works. Nav light is there. Position light. There's no beacon light. All right. Panel lights can come on if we need them. On X-Plane 10, I hit about 17 FPS. If I turn everything off on X-Plane 11, I only get 3 to 5. Huh. Yeah, I would say yeah, I mean, you could look at the Project Lasso program and see if there's anything that's eating up your CPU. So do a Google search on Project Lasso. Maybe try their Project Lasso program for about a 7-day trial, and then look and see what active processes might be taking up your PC. My PC spec is in the profile below, but it's soon to change. All right, so let's take a look at where we might go today. So if we go to skyvector.com and we do a new flight plan, and we go KIAH, and we'll go World VFR. We're right there. We got some. We could fly down to Galveston. There's San Antonio. Might be kind of interesting to fly along the coast. There's not going to be a lot of scenery. Isn't San Padre? Isn't there a San Padre Island that's just off the coast? But maybe. And do they have an airport there, or is it just a? You could take a boat there. I don't even know. All right, let's go down to Galveston. So we'll take off from Houston, and let's track the Trinity VOR. So we'll right click there, and we'll click, Trinity VOR. Trinity VOR. And then from there, we'll go ahead and track the Shoals VOR, which is at Galveston Airport. We may or may not land there. And then after Galveston, we could do an approach into Houston Hobby. So 41, 20. Yeah, that should be fun, right? That should be good. All right, so the first frequency we're going to need is Trinity. And Trinity is 113.6. So we'll come down here and we'll see if our voice command works in this plane. So as you can see, the nav frequency is right there. Miles ahead, yeah, please, yeah. Whisper me that link for the bus MCDU. That'd be good, and I can repost it for you. You never thought of flying for a VA? The Delta VA is awesome. Glad someone told me to try it years ago. I think them and the BA VA are the top two. Yeah, no, I haven't done a VA before. I think that if I were to do a VA, it would probably be one that's centralized around Pilot Edge. You got Project Lasso. What does everything mean? All right, well, Fly with John, I want to show you something. Do you have X-Plane 11 at all? It'd be interesting to see what the differences are. But yeah, you can tweak X-Plane 10 first. But I'm going to send you a link to a video that's it talks a lot about X-Plane 11, but it talks about Project Lasso, and it should be similar. So there's a video to Aerosim Gaming's talk. He's talking about X-Plane 11, but he talks mostly about Project Lasso. He calls it Project Lasso, because I guess Aussies call it Project Lasso. But it gives you an idea of what to do and see if that can maybe give you a few extra frames. The other thing, too, is I didn't see what video card you had. You had... What video card do you have? Because you might need to tweak those settings as well. Okay, let's see if, like I say, the voice command works. So the first frequency is going to be Trinity VOR, which is at a place called Smith Point, just off the east, on the east side of Galveston Bay. So here we go. Set nav 1, 113.6. Did not work. Set nav 1, 113.6.
NAV1 set to 113.6.
It did work. So that's cool. So it's got the code for Trinity, which is MHF, 177 degrees, 40 miles away. So we already can receive the VOR here on the ground, so that's good. Yeah, you'd think it would be pressurized. I know, right? You added that watt? Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can taxi. So we got taxi light on. Parking brake is coming off. I'm not really sure which. We'll take a quick look at the airport, just because we haven't looked really much at. Well, we need to get out to the taxiway though. Why did it do that? We lost our engine. Woo, slow down. Slow down, plane. Simpilot 205, how you doing? Good morning. Yeah, slow down. Slow down. Let's taxi down this way for a little bit and check out this airport. Because that's, it's not really, can't really say we visited Houston that much if we don't go take a look at the terminal. Although I can't get this plane to idle very well. Gotta make sure I don't lose my props though. Yeah, there we go. That's a good speed. Turn the sounds back up. Okay. Yeah, I can turn them on for takeoff. I don't know why I'm getting that crackle noise. In fact, if you guys have any tips on how I can avoid that crackle. So just to let you know, I'm running, the sound is going from my computer via the HDMI cord over to a second PC to an Elgato capture card. And so the sound and the video are going over to the capture card, and the sound is getting this crackle, static type thing happening. Oh, it looks like I'm still getting that stutter. Every once in a while, the sim completely just stops and then resumes. Terminal looks good. The plane just goes way too fast, though. So maybe Aerosim Gaming's mod helps the throttle situation here. Yeah, the pit looks good. Shame about the glass. When does this game fully come out? Does it really matter, Boone? I mean, I think I'm the only streamer who only streams X-Plane 11, and that's it. Nothing else. And I've been on since public beta 1. So what is it? When does it, I mean, unless you're a person that absolutely has to have it on Steam, why not get it now? I mean, I have fun with it. But so who cares? And I hope it never. Well, oops. See, that's the problem right there. As far as I'm concerned, why does it ever have to release? Except maybe, okay, here's the reason it has to release. Is because developers want a stable platform before they further develop their add-ons to be compatible with X-Plane 11. All right, that's one reason to release. And basically the release means that they're not going to be making major changes. But at the same time, I kind of want them to make major changes over time. I want constant improvement, right? So, yeah. But if I had to guess, I would say release candidate is going to come in the next month. But it's just a pure guess. Dolan P. This is a Piper PA-31 Chieftan. But I'm learning that it doesn't taxi very well. The other problem I'm having is, I'm going to pause it. The other problem I'm having is my MFG crosswind sensitivity. So if we go here, control sensitivity. So I turned it all to 0. Drag them to 0 for maximum realism, or all the way to 100%. Well, let's put the pitch and roll. And we'll take the yaw to 100%. Because I'm barely moving my MFG crosswinds and I'm getting this huge huge swings when I just barely touch it, right? Just barely touch it. Just, I mean, we're talking not like a centimeter. I'm a centimeter, and see how the plane moves, like a centimeter of movement on the rudder pedals. All right, we'll go ahead and turn up here on to the ramp called, oh, that's kind of weird. It thinks that there's a runway over there. Oh, there is. It's just on the other side of that fence. Okay. That's cool. Take a look at the aircraft here, the Alitalia, the Star Alliance. This is good scenery. Where did I get this? Did I buy this? Or is it on the org? We're going to be flying Slant Alpha today. Where do you get the public beta? I also see what you're saying. Yeah, the public beta is, well, you buy it on x-plane.com. You get the digital download version. And you get, if you buy it now, I believe you get X-Plane 10 and X-Plane 11. Why you'd ever want 10 at this point, I don't know. But yeah, $60, and you get X-Plane 10 and 11, and you get to run public beta 14 right now. Which, I mean, there's a few issues, but I use Xorganizer, yes. I love Xorganizer. I'm not sure for the priorities. But I'm not sure the priorities. What do you mean by priorities, DJ? I don't use it to start X-Plane. I'll show you what I use it for. I'm going to go ahead and taxi. I'm going to line up on the runway, and then I'll wait, and then I'll well, actually, maybe we'll do the Xorganizer later. I basically use Xorganizer to organize my my photo scenery, my ortho photo scenery, to let me know what I have tiles for and what I don't. And occasionally I'll go and look at what airports I have enabled, but I don't use it to start X-Plane as far as, ordering my, doing the order of the everything. But, of course, the very important thing is orthophotos are always on the bottom. Airports are at the top. Libraries are in the middle. And overlays are in between the libraries and the ortho. And don't forget, you can delete your scenery INI file, and it will recreate itself. All right, so we go nav lights on, strobe lights are on. We could turn landing lights on if we wanted to. Pitot heat, not needed. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Mesh at the bottom. Yeah, HD mesh at the bottom, yep. Let's see how she flies. Like I say, this is not the Aerosim Gaming flight model, so we'll see what the default does. We may consider loading that up. We're going to be flying Slant Alpha today, so we won't be using the GPS. And I'm going to bring my ForeFlight over here. So like I say, we're going KIAH down to MHF, and then from MHF to Shoals VOR, which is VUH, and then we're going to land back at Houston Hobby. In the real world right now, there is... It's a storm down there right now, but we have custom weather going for this test. Big profit for prop forward. Wow, Sim Pilot has 150,000 John Fly miles. Oh, snack. JW Cruise. Good morning. All right, let's do this. Parking brake is off. We'll go full prop. Yeah, full prop. Full throttle. Oh. I forgot to turn on the sim sounds. Someone was asking for that. Just for takeoff. Yeah, see that crackle noise? Yeah, I got that crackle noise. Let's go gear up. See if we can fly it right at the drone. One more coming out of here. Ooh, this thing climbs like a rocket. It's nice. All right, let's see if we can track the VOR. So we'll trim this up. I don't know. I gotta diagnose that crackle. Crackle. So because of the crackle, we'll have to turn the sounds down. All right, so let's get on just a level heading here, and let's look at our VOR situation here. Let's change our CDI to VLOC, and if you can see here, we're going to turn our course knob until that line lines up, which it's not. Oh wait, I need to change the seat. No, we are on VOR 1. There we go. Okay, so that needle is centered up. So now we'll hit, I guess autopilot is down here, and we'll go nav. Let's see if it tracks that VOR. Autopilot. Autopilot button over here doesn't work. I don't think it's tracking it. I'm not sure if the autopilot is on. Nope, it's not tracking it. So let's level out here. This is all part of the testing, right? Trim it out a little bit. Okay, so the autopilot is right. Oops. Alright, so autopilot is right there. Nav. How do you engage the autopilot? There, maybe that's it. Maybe that's going to track it now. Let's line it back up with the course. Yeah, there we go. We're supposed to be going to a heading of 121, so let's see if it does it. But somewhere somewhere in here, I'm going to back up the view just a little bit here. Somewhere in here is the there's got to be an autopilot button. I have an autopilot button on my SciTech panels, and that was what I was using. But I don't see it to engage the autopilot. I mean, obviously this is the autopilot control here, but I don't see an actual button. Unless you just hit these buttons and it turns on, but I don't think that's the case. Today I have custom weather. It's Kavik, so no clouds. But right now we're just using default, yeah. All right, we're definitely tracking the VOR, so that's good. So we're able to fly slant alpha. I'm going to fine-tune the VOR just a little bit. But what I'm trying to find is the AP button in the pit itself. There's an AP display. Maybe you do just hit the buttons. I don't know. Okay, well, let's set our altitude here. So down here, let's hit altitude is at 7,600. Let's descend. Set altitude 3,000.
Altitude set to 3,000 feet.
So we're going to go into a vertical speed mode. We don't need to drop that quickly though. So on our vertical speed, we'll drop it 600 feet per minute. It's a switch under the AP display. So you're probably down underneath it. I see cow flaps, but I don't see any. Oh, it says under the AP display. Sorry. AP display. Right there, huh? So flight director, on or off. Okay. Celeste, thank you. Thank you. It was kind of hiding from me there. But there it is, folks, right there. There's the AP on. That's cool. All right, so we're descending down to 2,900. We're going at 600 feet per minute. And we're tracking the Trinity VOR. So far, so good. The ortho looks good. Now I'm getting 28 frames on peak, 26, 27, 28 frames. Could be worse. I might be getting a stutter or two every once in a while. Yeah, there's a stutter. And not a stutter for a while there. Let's do control. Let's do a pan. What else did I miss? Let's see. Thank you guys for helping me out. Yeah, yep, Tony, this is the Chieftain. Yep. Oh, my airspeed. What is my airspeed? Oh, snack. You're right. So should I bring back the throttle and a little bit of the prop? As you can see, my airspeed here. We want to get into the white arc. Yeah, that's better. Now, when we get to 3,000 feet, we got to make sure that we bring the throttle back in line. Ben Libby, how you doing? It is pretty, isn't it? Hey, V Looper, how you doing? Let's see. Hi, John Fly. Hey, Mature Gamer, how you doing? Do you guys see anything bad about this 14th update? So far not. Seems like I had a couple issues last night in the 737-800, but I flew the Cessna 172, the default one. No issues. It's a rental, let her rip. That's right. Do you recognize where we are, Ben? Does this look familiar at all? I know you're not from this city, but you're from this. You live in this state. You're not from this state, but you live in this state. It's kind of cool. Any obvious improvements? The fact that you can turn on or off the run the contours, the follow runway contours. You can turn that off or on now again, so that's nice. You can also do a couple of other things with in the graphic settings, but I haven't played around with it enough to notice the differences. There's a huge change log though. Have you seen the change log, Mature Gamer? You didn't put overlay intentionally there? Which overlay? Actually, I need to move the chat overlay a little bit. Yep, it's a Houston tour. We're now tracking the Trinity VOR out here on this point. Need to do a test. That's better there. You have ortho here, but don't see any 3D. Well, from this level, I think I see 3D over there. So if I do a shift 1 and we go down and we look at this, yeah, see ortho and the 3D. That's all 3D there. All right, we're going down. We're at 5,100. And I think our point is across the Galveston Bay, and it's out on the tip of this island, if I'm not mistaken. Not quite on the tip, like right in there where we're headed. I think I am running the ortho water script as well, if I'm not mistaken. Lua. I think I am running the water Lua script that I think his name's Peter put out. But I gotta somehow get rid of that microstutter. Can we rock the Hot 600? Can we rock the Hot 600 emote right now? Let's do it. But it's actually not a Hot 600. Let's see if that Hot 600 works. There we go. All right, so we come over here and we go. By the way, Mature Gamer, don't ever acknowledge them. Don't ever acknowledge them, because then that's what they want. All right, so that plane actually doesn't look too bad. I'm going to test out the other liveries. We're still in a descent, and according to our GPS, the 7.7 miles. It's hot goo. Instead of Hot 600, it's hot goo. Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, even if a mod doesn't get to it. Oh, what is it? It doesn't matter. Someone will see it. If not, let it go. Starman to Fly, how you doing? St. Wolfric with the Hot 600. All right, well, so far the plane is behaving nicely. We're coming down to... I wonder if I can get rid of the reflections, though. Let's see what happens. Instrument reflections. That's pretty cool. A little more clear. You can see that we're flying out to this point right here on the map. Oh, you can break it out. That's kind of cool. I like that. Topo. Terrain. That's kind of cool. You can declutter. So it's just VORs and airports. That's kind of cool. I like it. Oh, we can have winglets on. Let's see how that looks. Oh, look at that. Now I'm like cool. Ground speed. Ground speed is 150 right now. Because I got the throttles back. We'll go ahead and see what she does, though. We'll bring her back up because it's a rental, like Ben says. So we'll bring back up the RPM. I really don't know what the manifold pressure is supposed to be. I wish there was a prop RPM, but there's not. Now we're at 180 knots now. And, yeah. Let's go ahead and see if we can track the, what's called the Shoals VOR. So we'll come up here. And we'll come up here and we'll tune the Shoals VOR. Set nav 1 113.0.
NAV1 set to 113.0.
And then we're going to tune that one in. There we go. There we go. That one's tuned in now. The Shoals VOR. 17 miles to the Shoals VOR. GPB 500. Good morning. How can I get good graphics for free? Yeah, X-Plane 11. X-Plane 11. What do you mean by good graphics, I guess? My poorly timed fire extinguisher shot was not regard to that troll's comment. 30 psi at 2.5 Rs. I'm sure. Ooh, we're coming up to 200 knots now, ground speed. So that's kind of good. I meant to take a look at that that VOR that was just behind us to see if we could locate it on the ortho, but I think it's right there. I think it's right there.
Yo, John Fly.
But I'm not sure.
Acknowledge the follower.
We got a follower, Wazgob with the follow. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so now we're tracking. We're going down to Galveston. We could shoot an approach at Galveston. Galveston obviously is at sea level, give or take. 6 feet. It's at 6 feet. Maybe we should do a low approach or a touch and go at Galveston. We are, according to our GPS, we are 12 miles from Galveston. Just got a 4T external drive, paying $5.5 a month for it. I decided I could afford that. How do you pay $5.5 for it a month? Is it like do they lease it to you, or how does that work? And what can you do with the 4 terabyte external? Is that just for backup, or are you actually going to run ortho from it? Prop Forward's doing pretty well with the roulette today. Oh, 24 months interest-free credit card payment. Ah, okay. Make sure it's paid off before the end of that 24 months, right? Otherwise, I think sometimes those interest-free credit card situations, they put all of the interest since the beginning if you don't pay it within those 2 years. That's a pretty good deal, though. All right, let's go ahead and descend down to pattern altitude. Set altitude 1,000.
Altitude set to 1,000 feet.
Set altitude 1,000.
Altitude set to 1,000 feet.
Change our vertical speed. Turn our landing lights on. And I think we can go like a straight in. There's a runway that's going straight in. I don't have any scenery though. So well, I guess there's some default scenery there. So that's cool. Okay, we're going 204 knots, so we'll go ahead and slow her down. It's a 3.5 Seagate one. Plan to put ortho on it. Nice. The payments are included in the minimum payables. Oh, cool. All right, we'll sync our heading bug up. Oh, the heading bug doesn't sync. Set heading 199.
Heading bug already set to 199 degrees.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's go into, let's see if the heading bug works. Yep. Heading bug works. What we're going to do is we're going to do a right 360 just because we can. I'm using the SciTech panel to rotate the heading bug, but the heading bug is not being indicated on the display. It's showing the heading, but it's not showing. My heading is 348 on the SciTech display, but I don't see the 348 listed here anywhere. So that's interesting. That is interesting. Do you still unplug the SciTech panels to get them working still? Just the multi-panel. Not anything else except for the multi-panel. The radio panel and the switch panel are fine. Alright, we're slow enough down where we can put in a notch of flaps. We'll keep the turn going here. And we're going to go ahead and we'll lower, let's do one more notch of flaps. And then we'll, let's get an outside view here as we lower the gear. Woo dog. That's a beautiful sight. And we'll turn the autopilot off. So autopilot is off. It's my aircraft. We're at 100 knots. We'll maintain 100 knots here until short final, give or take. You should put a photo of your setup in your profile. Sounds awesome. Yeah. Did you see my? I put a picture of my pit on the Facebook page. Don't know if you saw that, but yeah, I should probably put it in there. All right, we're a little high. Let's see how this bird cooperates. Ooh. Now, once I get on the ground, the taxi is going to be wobbly because of my dang rudder pedal sensitivity, which I wish they'd fix. I wish I could really null it out. I wish there were lot of null zone. Is there null zone in X-Plane 11 somewhere? I don't know. I really need to null out the just for taxis though. A little bit high. Got some nice car traffic there. Let's trim it up a little bit here. I think this will be just a touch and go. So I think we'll keep it at 90 knots here for a bit. Maybe a little slower actually. Okay, dropped it. Ah, yeah, that was not good. I mean, it was like a D plus. All right, so we'll go full throttle. We'll go flaps up. Whoa. Well, we could have rotated a long time ago. I feel like we should do another. We should do another one. Let's go gear up. Let's go left traffic. We'll do another one. There's, is there not one on the MFG? There might be one on the MFG calibration program, come to think of it. I've done the calibration, but I haven't looked for any null zone. But I'm wondering if the null zone would affect the, yeah, I don't know. All right, we're at a little higher than pattern altitude, but that's okay. Should be able to adjust the heading bug by selecting the CDI. You'd think so. Let's trim out the aircraft and slow it down a little bit here. It's pretty cool. I like this plane. I wish it was on FS economy. I really do. So I'm just going to pause it for a second. So what you're saying, Tony, is here, see the CDI, there's the heading right there. It says 177, but we're not heading, my SciTech panel says 207. And if I rotate it, it does not change that heading right there. So the heading's not showing at all. Does that make sense? Unless I'm doing something wrong. Go ahead and go notch your flaps. Retrim for the new flap setting. Speed is fine. Coming down a little bit. I'll go out here. Just past the, just out into the water a little bit before I turn base. Okay, we'll turn base. I'll go ahead and put my gear down. Retrim. Pilot Edge opens up in 45 minutes. Overshot. We're overshooting the runway a little bit, I can tell. We'll make this a little steeper angle. "109 knots. I can do one more notch of flaps. Yeah, we overshot. It's okay though. See if we can. Really, ugly girls, you love watching this game? Yeah. If you like flying at all, it's a fun game. Some people don't like to call it a game, they call it a simulator, but I call it a game and a simulator. I call it whatever you want to call it. But we're lucky to, because, you know, I've been doing simulator since 1986. We're very lucky to have a community now where we can share it. Like, we can find other people out there that are interested in this flight simulation, right? Whereas before, it was like none of my friends, none of my neighbors, anyone I met, they weren't into it. And I'd show a few of them, and it's just, it wasn't their thing. But now I have this community where I can find like-minded people and kind of share the hobby with them and learn from them. That's what it's about, right? So coming in. Didn't quite go full flaps this time. Just wanted to... Yeah, we're looking good. Alright, we're going to hold this off. We're going to go a little long here. Just because we're doing a touch and go, we can go a little long. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Get mushy, mushy, mushy. Hold it off, hold it. There we go. Okay, full throttle, flaps up. And we can actually rotate again. Yeah. Getting used to her. Gear up. Wow. I should have the sounds on, but I'm having that crackle noise. And I'm having that micro stutter. Did I see a golf course over there? I didn't even notice it before. There's a golf course. How beautiful is that? Right over there. I'm pointing it. Right next to the airport. Okay. Let's go full throttle. Actually, we're not going to go full throttle. It is a rental, but we won't go quite full throttle. We'll level her out. Trim her up. All right. So now we'll go ahead and head back to Houston Hobby, which happens to be on set nav 1 117.1. Set nav 1 117.1.
NAV1 set to 117.1.
And then we're going to change our... Oh, I got to change our CDI again. I got to retrim the aircraft, though, before I start doing things, because it's being a little bit funky. There we go. All right, so CDI, VOR1. Let's rotate the dial around until this needle centers. There we go. There's Houston Hobby. We'll then hit autopilot. And we'll hit nav. Autopilot, nav. Yeah, there we go. We'll keep it at 1,000 feet for now. Hold on. Set altitude 2,000.
Altitude set to 2,000 feet.
Okay.
Still climbing. Let's go vertical speed mode. This thing's fast. Is this a 8-place airplane? What do you mean? Hello, Jay Krause. How you doing? The Chieftan, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty good. How you doing, John? A hole in my living room to throw money at. Yeah. Just call it fun. Community, yeah. Does it make sense to have the bug if you can adjust it, if you know what I mean? Select course button and adjust. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm hitting course button. Yeah, how cool it would be to walk over virtually and play golf. Absolutely. And even a golf simulator, you know? Walk out of the plane, walk over to the course, and all of a sudden my avatar is teeing up. That would be so cool. Do you have a single throttle with the mixture that goes with the Cessna yoke? I set mine up on 11. I can't find the place to reverse my mixture in the setup. But with my throttle quadrant, I can. I don't have the Cessna yoke rocking right now. I have the Thrustmaster HOTAS, and my reverse is on my HOTAS. I'll show you. So if I bring up joystick and I go to my Warthog, so my reverse I have mapped to this red button right here. I can toggle the reversers right there. That's how I do it on my side. All right. Should we attempt an ILS approach into hobby? We can go ILS. Let's do ILS number 4. Vectors to final. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Let's see. Let's go into... I need to program that view a little bit better here. Okay, so I'm going to go into... sync my heading bug, go into heading mode. Yeah. And then I'm going to go... let's go... Let's try this. Set heading 100.
Heading bug set to 100 degrees.
Set heading bug 282.
Heading bug set to 282 degrees.
All right, let's do head 2 for right now. We'll enter it from this way. Set nav 109.9.
NAV1 set to 109.9.
Set course 041.
NAV1 course set to 041.
Okay, so that should pick up the ILS. We want to be at 2000 at urine. What a name. Is that correct? Oh, Elrin. Not urine, Elrin. 2000 at Elrin. We're going to land runway 4. Yeah, 2000 at Elrin. Not urine. It's like urine? What? Thanks for the host, Richie D. Thanks for the host. Oh. Do you share your voice attack profile? I don't run voice attack. I run plane command, and there is no profile. Have fun, mature gamer. Take care. All right. We're rocking the speed here. We'll bring back the speed a little bit. bring back our speed a lot, actually. We're leveling off at 2,000. In fact, you can try the plane command for free, the demo. It gives you a few commands to try out. So go to planecommand.com. Cool ortho around here. The only thing bad about this situation is there's no FS economy for this plane, which I'm kind of bummed about. But oh well. You're looking at it now? Yeah, it's a pretty cool program. I bought the full version. I think it was only $20 or something like that. All right, I'm going to ask you guys a big favor. I want you guys to go over to I want you to go over to twinge.tv. I need you guys to go to twinge.tv. You can log in with your Twitch account. It's totally safe. Totally safe. Log in with your Twitch account. You can connect with it. And then I just need you to write a review on my stream channel. This will help me out tremendously. I'm going to go flaps 1. And it's also a place where you can see other Twitch streamers that are doing flight simulation and their reviews, so you can figure out what you want to watch. Whoa. But I don't have any reviews yet because I think it's a relatively new website. So if you say that you gave me a review over there, I think that just ask some questions about the stream, etc. And be totally honest. I'm okay. Constructive criticism is great. So if you go over there, and then I'll be listed amongst those that are reviewed. So if you do review it, go ahead and let me know here that you've done a review, and I'll throw you some John Fly miles for good toward prizes. I think tomorrow we'll be doing the giveaway, and it'll probably be an auction. If we do 2 giveaways, it'll be an auction and then a random draw. But it's time for another auction. Is there a submission request for plane models on FSE? That would be cool if there is. I haven't heard of that though. Okay, so we got our course set 041. We've got our nav 1 set. What we should probably do is if we hit nav now, it should intercept. I think it would intercept, but maybe we'll tighten up. Hold on. Let's go heading. Let's tighten up our intercept course. For the ILS. That should be a good one there. And then we'll go ahead and do nav, so it'll intercept the glide slope, hopefully. It's always the same thing. It's a gift certificate for the org store. What plane is this? This is a Carenado PA-31 Chieftan. DJ Vagelis, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, hopefully our plane will turn once it hits that 041 radial. The CDI is on the ILS, so that's good. It's going to be a sharp turn, but I want to see if it'll automatically do it. I wish the planes were smart enough to, what's it called, to anticipate the turn and kind of curve into it. I don't know what that is called. Piper with done. Thank you guys. All right, she should be turning pretty soon. We got to watch this needle right here start to move in. Right there, that needle, I hope. We'll stay at about 100 knots for right now, give or take. Come on, needle, start to move. Start to move right now. There we go.
Yo, John Fly. Acknowledge the follower.
She's moving. And the plane's turning to intercept. Thank you for the follow. Cordon EasyYT. Thank you. She's intercepting. Overshot it a little bit, but that's okay. She's coming home. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's enter approach mode. Now it's just a matter, hopefully, of controlling our speed at this point. Okay, there's the ILS. Another notch of flaps. It's going to automatically retrim. We'll get her double dirty. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, you say no GFMs required, but hey, they're sent your way anyway. Thank you. And Apache X. Thank you. It's bribery. It's modern day bribery. All right, I think we're on a good, nice, stable approach. Lowering our gear will change the situation a little bit there. So we'll lower our gear. There's lowering of the gear. We're at 97 knots, what looks good. DJ, thank you for joining us from Greece. I hope to see you again. The fact that you live in Greece, I hope we get to know each other well enough that I can come sleep on your floor and visit the country of Greece and eat your fine food. Please. All right. We're at really good stable speed. Frames are a little low. We're at 24 on peak. So I probably need to tweak some settings. Did they fix the gear door problem? I think they did. I think they did. Nice stable approach. Nice stable approach. I think this is a typical speed, about just right under 100 knots would be just fine. But in a Bravo airport, they may say to you, maintain 130 knots or greater until short final. But You haven't flown PB-14. Good morning, Cessna Rocks. All right, cool. Have a good one, DJ. Take care. Thanks. I'm looking forward to sleeping on your floor in a sleeping bag. Your V35 doors stay open. On PB-14 they do. Cessna Rocks, how you doing? How big is your list right now for livery requests? Because I need to add one more. Very nice and stable. 92 knots now. Thank you, Jay Kraus. Appreciate that. Thank you for the time. If I missed anyone doing the reviews, let me know. Does X-Plane 11 benefit from a CPU with more than 4 cores? I don't think so, as far as I know. All right, she's still on a stable approach. Speed looks good. Flaps look good. We've been cleared to land. Yeah, feels like we're a little left to center. I'm gonna go ahead and take the autopilot out of the mix. It's my aircraft. I'm gonna give her a little more center line than what I feel is happening. And looks like we have double runways too. Well, maybe not. Yeah, that micro stutter. I hate that situation. Yeah, a little bouncy. Little bouncy. Yeah, I think there's some ortho photo and airport scenery that, so we've got double taxi lines and stuff like that, but that's okay. All right, clean up the aircraft. Flaps coming up. And taxi light coming on, nav and strobe coming off. And we'll go ahead and exit onto, well, we'll exit up here. We almost lost our engine on the runway. That'd be awesome. I think we did lose one engine. Woo! It's hard to taxi with one engine when it's full. All right. Yeah, let's hit this. Why does it keep doing that? It's like this balance. Hate it. I guess that's the only thing I don't like about this plane is it's maybe the Aerosim gaming model changes the idling. I don't think I've been to Houston Hobby in a very, very long time. Yeah, we lost our engines again. Barely brought them back. It's crazy. Like, the plane shouldn't turn off when you're at 1,000 RPM. The propeller should not turn off. What paint do I need? Okay, I just need, it's going to be it'll probably be a very quick one. But, you know my childhood Cessna 172 livery? The most famous aircraft that I fly is besides that one, is November 572 Delta X-Ray. And November 572 Delta X-Ray is on my FS Economy. So I'd like to take the same exact childhood livery, that style, but I just want to change the colors to a black and yellow. A black and yellow on that same childhood livery of mine, and then have the call sign November 572 Delta X-Ray. So November 572 Delta X-Ray in that same livery, but black where black is now, and then instead of the red, yellow. Is that difficult? No rush, and you don't even have to do it. But if you could put it on the list, that would be awesome. List is currently at 42. That's awesome. That is so cool. I'm 43. Put me at 43. The 404 does that if I pull the throttles to idle. Yeah, it's a little sensitive. It was doing that in PB12 also. Then they fixed it in 13 and broke it again in 14. Ah, okay. Well, the landing was a little clunky, but we'll watch the replay. I felt like it. I felt like it kind of dropped out of the sky. Let's see what it looked like from the outside. But in my defense, it's a brand new plane for me, right? Yeah, it was. I mean, it was like I'll give that a C minus. Yeah, I'll give that a C minus. That's a cool view. Oh, Rain Dog, thank you. What issues are you having with the GTN? If you have time to explain. Well, it's the direct to button is the big issue. It's so I'm running the G750 simulator, the brand new one. It's not the GTN that goes in the 3D cockpit. It runs on a tablet touchscreen. Oh, that's such a cool view. And right now on Windows 10, so you see what the tower saw. Tower's watching us come in. On Windows 10, the Direct to button doesn't work. It was a little bumpy. I should have held off a little longer. It's okay though. Ooh, that's a weird view. Yeah. So what I've reported the bug to the developer, and they've confirmed it. And if I have a tablet computer. Let's see how much shock we use. Boom, boom, boom. I have a tablet computer, and so if I run Windows 7, the GTN works just fine. So, but on Windows 10, I can't hit the Direct to button on the touchscreen. So yeah. Pilot